Miss Kristi here, and I am so excited to be together again cooking in the kitchen. Today we are learning how to make a chili bowl. This small meal uses just 5 ingredients plus one that's optional. We cook it in our microwave for just 3 minutes, no stovetop needed, and we will make one tasty bowl of chili for ourselves. We're gonna have fun making this together today, and I'm so glad you're here. Now, the first step to cooking and working in the kitchen is to wash our hands. While I wash my hands with soap and warm water for at least 20 seconds, let's go over the ingredients and supplies that you'll need to gather to cook along today. The ingredients you'll need are 1/4 cup of canned diced tomatoes, 1/4 cup of canned red kidney beans, 1/4 cup of canned northern white beans, 1/4 cup of salsa, half a tablespoon of chili seasoning, and half a tablespoon of shredded cheese, which is optional. The supplies you'll need are a microwave safe bowl, 1/4 cup dry measuring cup, half a tablespoon, a spoon, a paper towel, and oven mitts for safety. Okay, great. Your hands are clean and my hands are clean. We've gathered our ingredients and supplies, so let's get started making our chili bowl. This is just a great small meal that we can learn to make for ourselves, and it cooks right in the microwave. We don't even need our stovetop, and at the end we have a great tasty bowl of chili for one. All right, the very first thing you're gonna do is grab your microwave safe bowl and put it right in front of you. This is where we're gonna put all of our ingredients. This is what we'll cook in the microwave. So have that right in front of you so we're ready to add our ingredients. And then grab your 1/4 cup dry measuring cup. This is the one that we'll use for most of the ingredients, so we're gonna keep it nearby. But the thing I also love about this recipe is that once you buy the canned diced tomatoes, the canned red beans, the canned white beans, all I did was open up the can and I put them each in a container with a lid and pop them in my refrigerator. We're not gonna use the whole can, so you can put it in your refrigerator in a container with a lid, and then you can make yourself chili a couple times just from that one can of those each ingredients. So don't throw away what we don't use. Pop it in a container with a lid, put it in your refrigerator like I have, and it'll stay good in there for a couple days, and then you can make yourself chili a few times throughout the week. So we have our 1/4 cup dry measuring cup ready, and then I've just grabbed the diced tomatoes. So these are canned diced tomatoes, and we're gonna put 1/4 cup into the bottom of our bowl. And I kept all of the liquid. So when I opened up my can, some people drain it. I kept all of the liquid in my diced tomatoes and my beans because we need that liquid for our chili. So don't drain them. And I'm gonna take my canned tomatoes, about 1/4 of a cup. This is a generous 1/4 of a cup, but that's all right. And then put it right in your bowl. Keep this near you. We're gonna use that to measure our other ingredients. You can put your canned tomatoes to the side, your canned diced tomatoes. We are done with those. And now I'm going to grab my canned red kidney beans. That's a mouthful. Same thing I did, I just opened my can, put them in a container with a lid, popped them in the refrigerator, so when I was ready to make our chili, these were ready to go. So same thing, I'm gonna grab my 1/4 cup dry measuring cup. With that liquid still in there, I'm gonna do 1/4 cup of red canned kidney beans into our bowl. You can put the rest of those to the side. We only need 1/4 a cup. And now you're gonna wanna grab your canned white northern beans or white kidney beans. That's just a different color bean that we're gonna use. So really when you make this, if you try and make it again and you have a certain bean flavor that you like, we use 2 types of beans and diced tomatoes. So you can mix and match with whatever you like and just try it and see what you like. That's the joy of cooking for yourself in the kitchen. You get to make those choices. So I have my canned white northern beans here, and I'm just gonna, again, take my 1/4 dry measuring cup, a big scoop of that. I'm getting that liquid in there because that helps for our chili consistency. And I'm putting that right in my microwave safe bowl. You can put your white beans to the side. Now I'm going to do the salsa. So I have my salsa here, and I'm going to do 1/4 cup. So same one here, 1/4 cup of salsa. Now, if you like your chili a bit more spicy, you could do hot salsa. This is just a mild salsa, whatever salsa that you prefer. I'm gonna do about 1/4 cup and put it right in there. That helps with the liquid. It kind of thins it out a little bit and it makes it taste really good as well. All right, you can put your salsa to the side. We are done with that. And now we need our chili seasoning. So we're using 1/2 tablespoon of chili seasoning. So you're gonna grab your 1/2 tablespoon, it says 1/2 TBSP, and we need 1/2 tablespoon of chili seasoning. So all you would do is you can buy a chili packet of seasoning, open it up, scoop out 1/2 tablespoon, and then save the rest for the next time you wanna make chili. So maybe roll it down, stick a piece of tape on it, put it in a small container with a lid, put it back in your cupboard or your pantry. Don't throw it away, save it for the next time you wanna make chili. So for me, I'll use this and I'll put it back in a container with a lid and I'll save it. But I only need 1/2 tablespoon right now, so I'm going to take my chili seasoning and sprinkle this right on top. You can put this 1/2 tablespoon aside. That's all we needed that for. Actually, no, keep that because we might put cheese on it. So if you decide to put cheese on it after it's cooked in the microwave, we're gonna measure out 1/2 tablespoon. If you decided not to use the cheese because it was an optional ingredient, then you wouldn't need it. But I'm gonna keep mine to the side. I will put the chili seasoning to the side because I am done using that. From here, I'm going to grab the spoon that we had in the supply list and just mix this all together. I want the chili seasoning to go throughout. So I'm just gonna give this a good mix. And the important thing about your bowl is when you decide on the bowl that you want to put this in. Mine's a little bit big because it's clear. I wanted you to be able to see it, but just make sure that it's not right to the top when you put all your ingredients in. You wanna give it a little bit of room to bubble up in the microwave when it cooks. So if it's about halfway full or a little bit more than half, that's great. You just don't want your ingredients way to the top. It's gonna be hard to get it in the microwave and out without it spilling. So give yourself some room. Whatever microwave safe bowl that you can find that you'll have a little bit of room at the top. All right, so I've mixed this together. You can save this spoon, rinse it off, and this is the spoon that you could use to eat it when we're done, or you can grab another spoon. But it's now ready to go in the microwave. Going to grab the paper towel to put over this when we cook. We don't want this to splatter all over our microwave, so it helps protect the microwave, helps keep a little bit of the heat in there as well. We're gonna use a paper towel. You wouldn't wanna use tin foil or anything like that. Tin foil cannot go in the microwave. So I'm going to cover this with my paper towel, and now it just needs to cook for 3 minutes in the microwave. Once the microwave goes off, we will talk about getting it out safely with our oven mitts because this bowl will be hot. But first we need to let it cook for 3 minutes. Okay friends, that's exciting. Our microwave just went off, so that cooked in there for only 3 minutes. There wasn't really anything that needed to be cooked. The canned beans just need a few minutes in there. There wasn't any meat. Now you could put meat in there if you wanted to. If you had some leftover ground cooked beef or you had leftover cooked sausage, you could put 1/4 cup in there as well. It just has to be cooked because it only goes in our microwave for 3 minutes, so that wouldn't be enough time to actually cook the meat. But if you already had pre-cooked meat, you could always put that in there as well. It's your chili, so you can make those decisions. But the timer just went off, the microwave went off, so I'm going to now get it out safely. We need to put it on a protected surface, so whether you can put that on a pot holder, a kitchen towel, something that will protect your counter. We are going to let this cool for 2 minutes. I am gonna take the oven mitts that were in our supply list, and we are going to put those on. That bowl is hot. We don't want to burn our hands when we take it out to let it cool. So put your oven mitts on for safety, and you're going to take that out, let it sit on your counter for 2 minutes, and then we'll talk about finishing it up. All right, friends, this has just cooled for 2 minutes. Basically, we want to make sure that the bowl is cool to touch when we pick it up and eat it. You'll still want to blow on it when you eat it. Chili usually comes out hot, so you want to make sure that it's not going to burn you as you eat it. But we let it cool for 2 minutes, and I'm just going to take the paper towel off. And if you chose to do cheese, if you wanted to do a little bit of shredded cheese, now is when I would add it. It does help thicken it up a little bit. So I have a little bit of like crumbled cheese or shredded cheese, and I'm gonna grab my 1/2 tablespoon. It's the one we used earlier. It says 1/2 TBSP, and I'm just going to measure out about 1/2 tablespoon and drop it in. Put that to the side. And then grab your spoon that we had and just give it a mix. And you're gonna mix and mix and mix until that cheese is melted. Doesn't take too long. We did cook it for 3 minutes, so I can feel the heat coming from it, and that heat will melt that cheese. And like I said, it just gives it a little bit more flavor, thickens it up a little bit. If you like cheese in your chili, go for it. You could even add more cheese if you wanted. Those are the choices that you can make. But I just knew that 1/2 tablespoon is what I would like to have on it to thicken it up a little bit. Now you could also from here add any chili topping that you like. Maybe you want to put sour cream on there, so maybe you do 1/2 tablespoon of sour cream. Maybe you want to put Fritos on there. I like Fritos on my chili. Any toppings that you like, go for it from this point. The chili is cooked, and if you want to add a topping, that is your choice to make if you have it in your kitchen. But from here, my friends, we are done. You can see that the cheese is melted. It's thickened up a little bit. You could also put noodles in here if you had cooked like elbow macaroni or cooked noodles and you wanted to put those in there. Usually I put noodles in my chili. I just didn't have any cooked ones today, so I just left it out. Chili, you can put things in, take things out. That's kind of the joy of chili, and it tastes really good. So I do hope you try and make it or try and make it again, and when you do, let me know how it goes. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you have any questions. You can even send me a picture of your chili and how your creation turned out. I'd love to get to see it. Maybe you did add some different ingredients or toppings, and maybe we could share it next week. Speaking of next week, on next week's episode, which is episode 73, we are learning how to make an air fryer cinnamon and sugar bagel. This fun snack uses just 4 ingredients, cooks in our air fryer for just a couple minutes, and then we have this warm and toasty and sweet bagel that we have learned to make for ourselves. In order to cook along and make our air fryer cinnamon and sugar bagel, these are the ingredients that you'll need to have in your kitchen for next week. 1 plain bagel, 2 tablespoons of plain cream cheese, 1/2 teaspoon of sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Well, friends, our time together today is almost over. I do hope you've enjoyed learning how to make our chili bowl. I know I had fun, and I already can't wait to cook together again next time. But before you say goodbye to this episode, make sure to click subscribe if you haven't already. You just have to click the little picture of me in the corner. That way you don't miss next week's episode. It'll be out on Friday, and I'll see you then. Bye, friends. Grab my spoon. It's time to eat.